I would say probably everybody suffers from some form of trauma throughout their lifetime. I think trauma is a stepping stool to growth. I think it's a natural um, um, emotional process of psychological development that persons need to get through and stuff. Post-traumatic stress, post-traumatic stress is a little bit different because it's a combinations of a lot of things and stuff. Um, Oddly enough, like I was thinking about this thing, like where post-traumatic stress is, a lot of people like to claim they have post-traumatic stress or whatever, and it's probably variations of various degrees of trauma. But post-traumatic stress disorder is a little more complex, and it's not as visible in most people. But I think like people glorify certain things, like certain types of traumas they go through, especially like most people those associate post-traumatic stress disorder with like war and things like that from the movies and stuff, and you get to see these movies and they glorify death and all this, but real persons in battle, you don't see the gloom and glory like that in the presence of chaos. I guess what I'm trying to say is, in the middle of battle, soldiers really aren't looking at, oh, look at that guy's brains on the floor. Oh, look at the blood splatter. Look at it slowly dripping off the wall. Things happen at Mach speed. So there is no such thing as that. I think in the heat of battle, persons just focus on survival, and you focus on battle and getting through whatever obstacles you have and stuff, and everything happens fast. And so real trauma is everything that happens in between, in the imagination, right? Because all these things happen so fast and you experience a traumatic experience and stuff, and you look back, you got to fill in all the blanks. You know what I mean? Because the tape wasn't playing at regular speed. It was playing at Mach speed. So it's like, okay, so let me explain. One time I was having a session with a Vietnam veteran. He was a combat veteran, and he was discussing this. He's like, no, he didn't like sit back and look at the dead people on the floor and stuff like that. It's like these things get confibulated, I think the word is. So you just fabricate the in-betweens. Like, okay, I shot somebody and it was in the head, but I looked away, right? And I kept moving and stuff. But when you play back that tape, it's like I shot him, and then the imagination will give you all the dramatics and the special effects and all that. So something to think about, right? And trauma is stored in the memory and lives in the body and stuff. So I talk a lot about trauma and the healing process and stuff, because I can relate to a lot of the experience I've had with past clients and my own experience, and with what I've learned through school and my education and processing these things all at once. So I don't know, I figured I'd do a walk and talk about trauma, and I'm on the rail trail, and I'm off to a good start. I got a really nice walk out here, and I'm really enjoying my time here talking with you guys. I sure hope that people get to see my videos and understand me. I think sometimes my mind thinks like a million miles a minute, and maybe I think faster than I'm actually processing and handing out to everyone. At least I want to disseminate information, healthy information, that I feel can help others, as I believe it's helped me. And one thing that I learned is that God is great. And I've lived and experienced so many different things, and of death and dying, I survived.